Good stuff. So,
Anyways.
yeah. So, I go to Amsterdam.
Yeah, why'd you go to Amsterdam?
Okay, I went to Amsterdam because there's a documentary company. They contacted me like whatever. They contacted me like a year ago. And then there was the COVID thing. It was like in the middle of the COVID thing, and they were trying to work out how do we get you over here. I literally, so they're doing a 6-part series on the psychology of a con artist. They are doing like one on a guy from like Germany, one from a guy from France, one guy's from the UK, one guy's from whatever, and then I'm the guy they chose from like the United States.
So
right?
you're representing the United States.
Representing Danny
as
You're
the
you
United States best con man.
In the Conman Olympics, you're representing the United States.
I mean, you would think they get Belfort or something, but yeah, I ended. What they said was that I was extremely forthcoming and willing to talk.
No, he's immediately disqualified because he's a New Yorker.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't like New Yorkers?
No, because he's a fucking New Yorker. He's Italian New York guy. He's first of all he's Italian, so he's automatically a pervert.
Wow. And the subscribers just dropped.
Hitting hard.
Like Cuomo.
He's not perverted. He's just Italian.
He's not horny. He's just Italian.
So
he's just got that. I don't know. He's just a salesman, really.
he is a salesman, but I think being a salesman is kind of a little con man.
Yeah, you got to be a little conny to be a salesman.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between a guy like him and a guy like you. There's a very, very obvious difference talking to a guy like him and then talking to a guy like you. He's just one of those, like, he just reminds me of every high energy sales hustler guy. He's a hustler, really.
Right.
He's not
almost like a pyramid scheme.
You're more of like a
It's a pump and dump scheme.
Yeah, he's a pump and dumper.
Yeah.
You're more of like a
hitting the
like,
vault.
You're thought out. You're everything you did was well planned out, well thought out. You know,
he was bringing companies public. I mean, it
was thought out.
It was thought out. Like he was
but not to the level that you were doing it. You were literally.
It's a little more one-on-one, maybe.
He was $102 million. Like, I mean, I wasn't at that scale, but I hear what you're saying. But
you were creating and manufacturing identifications. You were buying social security numbers from
homeless.
He was really kind of working in a gray area that was it was all seemingly legit, and he was really just cooking the books. So I get it. He wasn't like a running like scams and it was still a scam. It just was more of a cooking the books type of deal, and he was doing it all in his name, and he was I totally get. Okay, I definitely see it was definitely mine was 100% in the gray or in the red and the black or whatever.
Right. Yours was from start to finish fraud.
Like it was out to it was a total scam from the get-go.
Right.
Okay, I get that. So anyway, so they wanted to talk to me. So they flew me out there. First of all, I had to get my judge to sign I had to apply in front of the judge to have permission to apply for my passport and leave the country. Not an easy task. I owe $6 million. 2 of my charges are passport fraud. One is
how the fuck did you pass this test?
You go in and say like I know how this sounds, but I need a passport. And look, my argument to my attorney that put in the motion to the judge, I was like, listen, I think honestly. I said, I feel like, I don't need permission to get a passport. Like, I can get a passport. And she was like, Matt.
Don't go there.
That's not an argument. Yeah. I'm not even, please don't joke about that. And I'm like, all right. I'm just saying. So I think that's part of the argument. It's like, look, Your Honor, I'm trying to do the right thing here.
Showing up in good faith.
Right. Like, don't make me go the other way. No, I'm just joking. So anyway, she went in front of him. She said, "Look, this is how he makes his his living. This is a thing. Blah blah blah." And they said, "Okay," and he said, "Okay, fine." So my 2 charges. One was applying for a passport, like fraudulently applying for a passport, and the other one was use of a fraudulent passport. So first you applied for several of them, and then when you got them, you used them. Like you didn't just get the thing, keep it. You went out of the country. Back and forth several times. So he said, okay, I'll let him get the passport, and yes, he can leave. So I got the passport. Do you know that when I used to apply for passports, you could get one in about 15 or 20 days if you paid the extra, the expedited?
No, I got one a couple of years ago in like less than a week.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Now it's like 8 weeks behind.
Yeah.
It took like between 6 and 8 weeks for me to get mine.
Damn.
So I get it. I go to Amsterdam. I get there. They put me up in a great hotel. I was there 8 days. Put me up in a great hotel. Walked around the city. You know, I had a couple days here and there to myself. A few hours here, a few hours there. Like, that would have been awesome to be there with a chick.
You
but
run
instead,
into
it's
any
just
fans?
me. Did I tell you that?
What?
Did I tell you that about the guy?
No.
Get the fuck out of here. You're going to love this.
What?
Okay, so I go into, with my mask on, by the way, when I get to the airport, Tampa International Airport, I'm there standing in line, and somebody came, one of the Delta people come up to me. They say something to me, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. I said, well, which line do I need to be in? Is this international, right? Like, and they were like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. And these two guys turn around. They're from Slovakia, by the way.
This is in what airport?
Tampa International.
Oh, okay.
So they turn around, and the guys, they look at me, and the one guy goes, you were on a podcast or something, right? And I went, yeah, how'd you know that? And he goes, well, I recognize you. And I went, I got a mask on. And he goes, no, I recognize your voice.
Oh,
and he said, yeah, you were on that, shoot. He goes, what's that fucking jerk-off's name? And I go, Danny. I go, Concrete. I knew immediately. Yeah. And I go, Danny. And then the other guy goes, he goes, yeah, Concrete. He goes, with a K, they spell it. I goes, yeah. And so his buddy, and I go, what do you got? Look. That's what he said.
I believe
I could lie. I'm
Did
not
he
gonna
really say jerk off?
I believe it.
Yeah, they had a few choices. Yeah, he's always interrupting. He's this, he's that. I go, and yeah, I go, but you
Jesus
keep
Christ.
watching.
Same guys in the comments.
I looked at him. I said, you still watch it though, don't you? He goes, well, he's got good guests, and he's not bad. I mean, so anyway, he said that, and then he was like, hey, what do you think about this whole COVID thing? Do you know about this? And I went,
Here we go.
what do you mean? And he goes, this whole COVID thing. And I went, he goes, this is the biggest scam of them all. And I was like, what? And so he starts telling me about how he thinks that this whole thing, it's all, and there are the conspiracy guys, and I get it, and there is some of that. I get
First of all, thank you, Matt, for getting this podcast demonetized by YouTube.
I just realized
Keep
that
going.
too. I just realized that too when I said it.
It's all right.
Yeah, you have to clip that.
It's all right. We'll leave it in. Fuck it.
So anyway, he goes on and on about this whole thing, right? No, I mean, he's right. Like, he's right. I don't doubt for a second that they'll do it.
They'll flag it.
Yeah. So he goes on and on about it. And he's like, and I was like, look, take down my email, send me the stuff, the information, whatever, and, blah, blah, blah. And we talked, and, seemed like a nice guy. He's from Slovakia, I think. Both of them were. He was going back there. He was, like, giving up his U.S. citizenship. Like, he had a whole...
He's out of here.
Super upset with the United States.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He was all...
He's had enough.
Was he wearing a Make America Great Again hat?
No, but he was upset. Like, to me, I'm not going to Slovakia. I'm not giving up my U.S. citizenship, no matter how upset I am. So,
yeah, he's upset.
He had a whole thing, and he wanted to talk.
So
to
what
me.
was he saying? Why did he say it was a scam?
I mean, it was all. I didn't really get into it because we're in line and we're moving forward, and I'm trying to get on the plane.
You're not trying to get deep into conversation with this guy.
Right. And look, people believe what they're going to believe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I who am I to say, like, 10 years from now, for all you knows what's going to happen.
Right.
So, but the point is he was super upset about it. So anyway, that's one guy, or those are two guys, but he was the first one. Then I get to Amsterdam, and I forget the plug. I can't, the plug that goes in the wall.
Yeah.
So I had a whole issue with my plug thing. So I go to one place, then I go to another place. I end up in a supermarket because I also forgot deodorant. So I'm walking around buying this stuff that I forgot. I go in to get deodorant, and this guy walks by me in the supermarket. He walks by me, looks at me. I look at him, keep walking. I get my deodorant, I come back. And as I walk by, he goes, hey, man. And I said, yeah, what's up? And he goes, I love your podcast, bro. And I go, get the fuck out of here. I go, are you serious? And he goes, yeah, man, I've watched a bunch of them. I watched you on Concrete with that jerk Danny. No, he didn't say
Jerk
that.
off.
No, he said, yeah, I watched you on the other one, the Concrete with the two guys. And I said, yeah. And I said, Danny and Hat Rack. And he goes, yeah. And he said, Patrick, he was Bet David. I watched that one. Like, he started naming off. I was like, wow. He's like, I watch a bunch of your stuff.
Nice.
And I said, I've got a channel.
Hell
Did you
yeah.
subscribe? And he goes, I didn't subscribe. I'm sorry. I knew you did it right then. I was like, all right. I said,
That's
you
right.
did the right thing.
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, in Amsterdam, that's pretty cool.
That is
like,
cool.
that was cool, bro.
That's badass, bro.
Yeah, that was awesome.
How did that make you feel?
I felt great. I was
Yeah.
like, this may be something. This may be something.
You're on to something.
Yeah.
You're on a tear, Matthew
Yeah.
Cox.
You know why? All because my buddy Treon said, you ought to get in touch with this guy, Danny.
Yeah.
Really, because
so crazy, huh?
my only option was try and get some articles made, put up a website. Like, I don't really know what to do. I want to do a true crime podcast. I don't know how to do it. Like, I don't know. I was already kind of watching videos, and I didn't quite know, and it just happened to be, he was wrong. Like, the reason he wanted me to contact you was like, for real estate. And I was like,
Oh, yeah, because of Life for Sale.
Doesn't want to talk to me about real estate.
Yeah.
He's like, well, with the other thing, like you got a story. You could. He interviews people. And I was like, nobody interested in my stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll send him an email.